off limits, man. Whoa. Okay, calm down.
There is such a fear of Trump coming back in a Republican primary, and DeSantis is even favored by some liberals and people in the Democratic Party as, he has the same exact politics as Trump, like the exact policy on everything. But the only difference is, Trump can't be trusted because of January 6th, and Ron DeSantis would never do a January 6th, even though he's into the same, voter fraud bullshit. Like, he had people wrongfully arrested for voter fraud in this stunt. And so even though he's the same, because he's this like insider from the Ivy League schools, from the military establishment, connected to the Heritage Foundation, things like that. I mean, he's trusted to be, respect the peaceful transition of power. And for that reason, it's likely that this story could be ignored altogether, even though or maybe they'll pull it out when it's DeSantis versus Biden in 2024 or something. I don't know. But I don't know. I mean, does the media even care about torture anymore is a question.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is so true, that he's a presentable politician for these people. He's not like a bumbling idiot the way that Trump is. He's not he does terrible things, scarier than Trump, because he's not so incompetent. He's not an incompetent administrator the way that Trump was.
He's a dangerous figure for sure. But also we know that what makes right-wing demagogues, which he, of course, is trying to become, and obviously there's something suspicious about it. I mean, DeSantis in his whole political career was always kind of a dud, like a boring, generic Republican. I mean, was in Congress from 2013 to 2018. Nothing notable, just like a vote like a Marco Rubio type. He has never became known in Congress for anything. Even his first 2 years as governor, being elected in 2018, like his hallmark policy as governor was like saving the Everglades. Like nothing controversial, something that a Democrat would do.
I'm surprised he would do that.
Just nobody knew of him, and then all of a sudden in 2020, he has this complete rebrand, where it's not just it's COVID, which is like the wedge issue for MAGA people. Like Trump is proud of the vaccine, a huge amount of his base thinks the vaccine is poison or whatever, and so all of a sudden he comes out as like the Trump, but who's against vaccines, and then starts rolling out all of these reactionary policies to become a hero on the right and doing this culture war bullshit. So there's definitely something going on there behind the scenes, which is probably punishment of Trump for January 6th. Establishment Republicans want to find a replacement and are grooming DeSantis to be the replacement with the same politics, but a trustworthy insider. But the thing that's scary about his military background is a right-wing demagogue like a Trump or someone with this politics is very dangerous, because I mean we see the violence all the time. I mean, just this horrific killing at the gay nightclub. I mean, this is the result of right-wing demagoguery from people like Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump. I mean, the huge figures with huge followings who whip up all this racist and homophobic anti-trans hysteria. It has real consequences, and when these people are in power, it gets worse, and it's even more dangerous. When you have a right-wing demagogue who not only commands a mass base of violent extremists, but who is a military establishment insider, I mean, that even makes them more dangerous in a lot of ways, because they have a section of the military that is with them in a completely different way. I mean, Trump had that. I mean, he had a MAGA people in the military, and some of them probably assisted him in January 6th and stuff like that. But when you're an officer in the military and you're a right-wing demagogue, I mean, that gives you way more potential to have a sector that is acting with you in a way that would be very scary for this country.